Wow, are you just waiting for me to jump back on there? Alright, there we go. So, some stuff I didn't notice from last time. Some cool stuff. Alright. Whenever I do an order, if it's not 3 stars or more, I always upgrade it. Because you get really a lot of bang for your buck in the form of guildstones. So I'm going to start that. Bam, 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 bam. My team is considerably more powerful now. For those of you who are wondering what's happening, I did 500 and some casino spins to get the rewards, and I ended up with a crap ton of money and stuff. As you can tell, I spent it all. I took my Walter to level 200 finally. Woo woo. And I took my Dragon Slayer to 180. So that was my 2 big upgrades that I'm really excited about. I guess another big thing that happened for me was I got 42% damage versus mages on my Walter now. And my faceless I've had for a while now. But go ahead and upgrade that. But yeah, so I put a bow on her as well. So she's got 38% against mage, and Walter's got 42%. I'm going to start off by showing you guys a hit against a Marauder. No comment. Thank you very much for this Marauder. You can say hello and say goodbye to my little friend. Okay? So whenever I face a Marauder, I always swap out my Dragon Slayer for my faceless, so that way I still get my rainbow effect. I get my 10% attack and 10% HP. Dragon Slayer's a tank. Marauders can't really hit me for any damage, so faceless is pretty good. And now that I've got that extra 38% damage on her, let's see what happens. This is my first time hitting with all my upgrades. Let's go. I'm going to leave it at 1x speed. Oh my god, 44,000. 44,000 on a regular hit. 65. Oh my god. I want to slam. 50,000 passive damage on round 3. This is insane. This is insane. You see that 33,000 on a level 125 7-star faceless is hitting for 33,000. 68,000. This is insane. This is ridiculous. Round 6, it's already 100,000. Round 6, it's already 100,000 passive. That was 145,000 on round 10 passive. Oh my god, this is exciting. This is crazy. 170,000 passive. And this is why Walter is a beast. Walter, Margaret, Faceless, all put together. You can't touch this combo. This is insane. 217,000 passive damage on round 14. That is ridiculous. That is just insane. That just did almost 30%. It did 28% damage to a level 120 Marauder. That is ridiculous. It's just insane. Alright, let's watch it again. A little bit quicker. these numbers are just ridiculous. My team from that casino spin, it's, I mean, that's like a 20 some percent increase in total damage. It's insanely good. 20 some percent in 5 minutes. It might not seem like a lot to you guys. I was hitting for like 10,000 damage before to a Marauder, but you know, at the level that I'm at, that big of a jump is really impressive. So, and I mean, you can see here why, you know, I say Walter's broken. You know, 1.6 million damage versus everybody else. I mean, Gurky's got elemental advantage and only did 324,000. Faceless is looking at it's just unfair. It's ridiculously unfair. Um, so now I got this little weak Marauder. So we've got a mage and a ranger. So whenever that kind of stuff happens, I always go back and I look at what my guys are equipped with. I'm gonna leave Faceless swapped in for a Dragon Slayer, and I am going to check. I'm gonna leave Mage on Walter and Faceless, and I know Ranger should be on Ice Blink, but really I should put Ranger on Margaret. The reason I should put Ranger on Margaret because you're gonna get the elemental advantage there. I'll put a crappy Ranger on him just because it doesn't matter. Oh, I put the 8% attack on Margaret. It's still going to be better to have the 28% against Mage. But at least I can come here and put 8% attack. So, there we go. Now I'm going to hit I'm Mortal. And that's the setup I want. And yes, guys, I know I'm a chain smoker. For the time being, it's better for me to have all different types. As soon as I take Faceless to 8-star and my Lutz to 8-star, I'm going to swap out Dark Arthanol and Gurky until I can take either one to 7 or 8-star. The 10% HP and the 10% damage is really worth it. So definitely think about when you're making a team, just don't think about who's your most powerful people. Think about who's going to work well together. I mean, you see Walter here, again, just smashing it. Just complete and utter domination. You know, 2.7 million damage. So, took 50% of this one down at Marauder. It's insane. But no, the reason why you guys all came was to watch me do the guild raid. The guild boss that I'm on is Queen, so I'm gonna sit here and think for a second what I've got where. I'm gonna put my warrior power on my Walter. Ranger can stay there. Or no, Mage is Queen is a Ranger, isn't she? Shit. So I'm gonna put Ranger there. Queen is also gonna leave the 8% attack there. Gonna go Ranger there. Let me make sure I'm right in saying, yeah, Queen's a Ranger. So what I'm doing now is I always switch around artifacts based on what I'm fighting. It's really important to do that. To make sure you're putting, your best stuff where it needs to be. I'm going to throw reduced damage and HP on Faceless here. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave the Ranger on there. Reduced damage and HP is already on Gurky. Got 89,000 HP there. I'm trying to figure out who I want to be my tank against the Queen. It could be Walter, but I don't know if I want to risk him dying. He's got 206 HP. 101 HP. Margaret, 173 here. Alright, I'm going to turn my Ice Blink into my tank. When I say I'm going to turn him into my tank, the reason I'm saying that is because I'm going to put a 20% reduced damage and 10% HP bonus on him, which takes him up to 190 HP. Plus, he's what's considered crowd control. He's going to do some freezing and stuff like that. I'm going to put him in my number 1 slot so that way my main hitters can still stay in there. Normally, I would use Dragon Slayer, like if I was going PvP, when they actually stood a chance at killing me. But because I'm not doing PvP, they don't really stand a chance. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to throw 8% on Margaret. 8% attack, 3% hit. It's not a bad one. Because it's a Ranger, I'm just going to throw one 1280 plus attack for this. So, make sure I got everything I need. I'm not going to use Dragon Slayer, so he doesn't really even matter at all. I got my Ranger there. And thinking about upgrading this just for the hell of it. Yeah, it gives me enough of a damage boost just to throw it on there. I should keep a couple of yellows around just because they're cheap enough and it'll allow me to do some actual damage with it. Is anybody saying anything to me? Legend, I'm coming. I saw it's so evil. Is this any good? Bade. No. Bade is not good. Bade sucks. You'll never use him. I swear to you, you won't. Will it be up after live? This guy's got a Marauder. I'm gonna add him as a friend. Alright, so here I go for Queen. Number 11. I haven't hit this guild boss yet. Battle. Alright, remember we're gonna put Ice Blink as my tank in this one. And leaving Faceless in there. Again, I'm leaving Faceless there because she's a heavy hitter. I could really swap out Faceless for Dragon Slayer, but I'll get a little bit more damage with Faceless than I will Dragon Slayer. If I wasn't running a Rainbow team, I would throw a Mirage in there instead. Elemental advantages matter, guys. That's a big tip. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see players making is they don't even think about like elemental advantages. They don't think about any type of power other than just like they're straight up what am I hitting with right this moment. You really need to think about elementals. You need to think about your stones, and you need to think about your artifacts. One of my biggest things over top of everybody else in the arena, other than my basically godly Walter, is the fact that nobody else seems to, put the right artifacts on their guys. Nobody else really seems to pay attention to, stones. And more than anything else, people don't look at their team composition for elementals, even when they try to hit me. So it's always just this mixed match team that has 10% HP and 10% attack is a huge bonus. So, and here's Walter showing just how beast he is. 1.7 million. 93%. So every team should have a few main components. The most important for early game people, in my opinion, is a tank. You want to have the best tank possible. There's 3 tanks in the game that I think that are worth it. Dragon Slayer, Dantalion, and Destroyer. If you don't have one of those 3 tanks, don't even bother with them. Those are the only 3 tanks in the game that are worth anything, in my opinion. I think the 1 water tank makes a little bit of sense too, but not really. The wood tank that's a priest is R8, but again, not really. If you're gonna do a tank, do Dragon Slayer, Dantalion, or Destroyer. Again, Walter showing, just how much damage he can really do. So other than a tank, you want to have some kind of healer or buffer. Obviously, Gurky being the best in the game. I think Rosa's the new one that's like a debuffer, which is basically the same thing as a buffer. So either somebody that takes away the enemy's armor, or somebody that heals your team and gives your team buffs, more power. For me right now, the best thing I have is Gurky. So after you have a tank and a healer, debuffer, or whatever like that, the last 4 should consist of a minimum of 2 heavy hitters, 2 just pure damage. Damage is all I do with my life. For me, that's Walter and Margaret. And then at least 1, but I suggest 2, crowd control. 2 best crowd control in the game is Ice Blink and Dark Arthanol. So that's what you want to aim for. So basically, you want a tank, you want a healer debuffer, 2 to 3 damage, and 1 to 2 crowd control. Crowd control is just somebody that can freeze, stun, petrify, whatever, to slow down the enemy. Debuffers can, work as your CC crowd control character, but they're very, very important. The only way that you can get around not using all these different types of units is if you make a strike team, and a strike team would be like all assassins. Like if you had like a team of Walter, Faceless, Lutz, or even like 2 Walters, 2 Facelets, and like a Malasa. So that way you've got like, what is that? 4 assassins, and then Malasa for the massive damage for the poison, and then a tank. If you want to have a strike team, I really suggest you have a tank in the front, because even though you're a strike team and the idea is to hit hard, fast, one thing, the assassins in this game, they just die too quick. There's no way you're going to be able to hit quick enough for them to not kill you. So you want to have, like, Dragon Slayer is my preferred tank in the game. But Dantalion would definitely be a solid second choice. Never feed away a Dantalion, never feed away a Dragon Slayer until you have both of them at 9-star. Alright, well, I hope this was as fun for you guys as it was for me. Again, sorry for looking so tired. I'm like so wore out right now. Awake for over 24 hours now, working. Or no, way over 24 hours. 26 hours. I was wrong earlier. Took a little bit of a nap the other day or yesterday. But I've been working like crazy lately. Anybody have any questions or anything like that? Anybody want to see anything else this time? Speak now, forever hold your peace. I don't think Lord Balrog is a good tank. I think he's like beefy and everything like that, and he takes hits well. I don't think he does enough damage. I just don't think there's enough there. He didn't impress me. I think he's like a classic tank, you know? The tanks that I mentioned, they have like other special abilities, and Lord Balrog is just a classic like beat me up tank. He's like the fire version of Dragon Slayer or Destroyer, but like a weakened version. I would say Lord Balrog would probably be like, I take that back on the bait earlier or whatever I said. Lord Balrog is probably like the 4th best tank in the game. But you've got Dantalion, so you don't want 2 fire tanks. That's stupid. So because he's a fire tank, he's worthless, in my opinion. Alright guys, I'm jumping off here. Please remember to like, subscribe, show some support to the channel, share it out to your friends, tell people about it. Get on the, your guild chats, get on and tell people, about this stream. Get it across the channels if you have, characters in other servers, tell people about it. The more and more I think about this, I think I might do some, tutorials and maybe start, thanks. I might start, like another account and take it up from like a low level to, on a new server, on a free to play, and show team compositions all the way from, level 1 to level 100, on a fairly free to play account. Like I won't spend money on it. I'll just, get my monthly VIP cards and however much it costs to get to like VIP 3, I think is what it takes to get the automatic bonuses. But after that, I won't do anything else on it, to show you guys, good team composition even without going crazy on the game. I guess to end it out, and as a way to say goodbye, we'll do 10 summons real quick and see what we get. Ah, bastards. Alright, bye guys. See you tomorrow.